Hello, hi, it's Liz here, and today I've got my messy, grungy junk journal. We did this page the other week. There's a video on that, and I thought I would do another page in this because it needs filled up. So we'll set that aside just now, and I'm going to do some stamping, a little background, some stamping and colouring. So I've got this stamp, which is this. Oh, there's not a picture on the back. Is there a picture? There she is there, who is Becca by Indigo Blu, and you get a little sentiment as well. Remember, you are loved. So we're going to stamp today, and I'm going to stamp on this, a piece of this, which is mixed media paper. It takes watercolour and pretty much everything, I think. So we're going to stamp it using my beloved VersaFine. I'm not going to be watercolouring as such because I'm going to use my Zig Clean Colour real brush pens, and I'm using VersaFine even although I'm not using water because these pens are water based. So if you use VersaFine, the ink when I colour in won't run. So we're going to put plenty ink on Becca because we want a nice dark crisp image, and I might get up off my seat and stand to give it a good old push down. So we will just put Becca here, and I'm going to get up and give it a right good press. I hope that's not shaking the camera too much. There. Should have had my porridge this morning. Right. I'm going to get back on my seat. There we are. And yes, perfect. We'll put Becca over there. Nice crisp image with the VersaFine. So I've got, like I say, my real colour, real brush, and I've got this cheap version of it, which was just from Amazon, and that's really just to add that little tiniest bit of blue to her eye. So I have Flesh and Pale Pink, and I'm just simply going to, it's very pale this, but we'll add a few layers once this dries, and we'll add some highlights. So we're just going to think this one's actually nearly done, but that's okay. We'll add some, like I say, some shadows, some highlights. So let's add a little bit of the pale pink, and what I'm going to do is just go round the edge there where our hair may cast a shadow and under our fringe. You don't need to do it perfect first time because we will go over this a few times, and then under our chin, when you think about where the shadow might be, a shadow would be cast under our chin and obviously on one side of our neck. So I've gone down one side of our neck. Then I'm going to move on to the hair just to let that sink in before we add a second layer of colour. So this is beige, and this is, that's the flesh. So put that over there just now. Oatmeal. So I've got oatmeal and I've got beige, and I'm going to use the oatmeal first, which is the palest of the browns. I'm not really paying much attention at all to any of those lines. I just want to give it a first coat of colour. So you can see that I'm really not paying much attention at all to where anything is. So that's just a light touch of colour. Now we're going to add this beige, and now I want to take a little bit more care. I want to just sweep down from where the dark bits might be, which is up there, and then I'm going to sweep up from here, and that just leaves a little shine spot in the middle, where if your hair's nice and glossy you would get like a little shine spot. Then the same here, just a little flick down and a little flick here. Now this side is going to be a little more problematic because this is where it all goes into a tangle, but the stamp itself gives you a hint because it's put the lines closer together, and obviously that hair is in underneath this sweep of hair here, so we know that that all is going to be darker, so we can gaily just do that all darker. You want a little bit of glossiness here, so we're just going to do that a little bit there, just add a little bit of sweep there. And it's always quite nice to get bits that have got no colour at all, so we'll go back in with the oatmeal and just soften up where the lines are. If you see any lines, we can just go over the lines just to soften up the darker brown. Then as a final touch we're going to go in with proper brown, but this is really quite dark, so you really want to make sure that you're only touching it very lightly just in where the proper shadows would be, because then we can go in with the next colour up, the brown, and just merge that in a little bit and merge that in a little bit. It will blend, and that's why I used this mixed media watercolour paper, because if you were on normal paper or glossy paper you wouldn't get the blending. So there we are. We're just going to add a little bit more of that brown just to bring out and blend it again. Always be mindful of the space that you've left paler, or you've left with a nice bit of shine, because you don't want to overwork it and then not have the shiny bit and the bit where the sun is hitting our face. Right, we're going to put finishing touches to the face again, so I'm going to go back in with the flesh colour and just make it all a little bit darker, just blending in those bits of pink. I think we'll use the oatmeal just to give her a little bit more colour, just where the shadow would be, just over the pink a little bit. And flesh, just blend it in. It does take, I mean, it's nice and relaxing doing the colouring, but it does take, you've got to be a little bit patient just to get your blending done. It does make a difference. Let's just give our lips a little hint of pink. And I think that might be us. So you can see that I've left some highlights on our fringe and on either side. I've added darker shading under our chin and down one side, and under our fringe and just where our hair would cast a shadow round the side of her face. Yeah, good. Okay, so I have fussy cut one I coloured earlier for the page, and she will be used in future. Right, so for the page I have some background, some washi, and let's see, I thought I could do this little page here, so I'm just going to take it out. And let's just put the book aside. So I also have my little basket of pre-made bits and bobs from previous videos, which I always keep to hand because you just never know when you might want to use something on a page. And I have picked out this, which was a cluster edge, and it says, "There is no limit to how radiant, alive and capable you can be." And I just thought that just fitted perfectly with the girl image, and I'm going to put that down the edge of my page, and I'm going to put that there, but we'll do some background collaging on this background piece of paper first. Oops. We have a little avalanche to the side there. Okay, so we know that that's our focal point, and we know that's going to be our edge, but we want to do something nice here. So I've got some book page, always handy. This is just off from a modern book. It's nothing special, it's just a version of Alice in Wonderland. And I'm just going to take and that sort of does that there, and then we'll maybe put a little bit of this here, and this is just modern scrapbooking paper, and I just want a little bit of that just to maybe coming out the corner there, because that's going to be, let's give it a try, that's going to be off the edge there, and that's going to be, well, we can't see that, so let's just pull that forward a bit and put it right across the top. Put that there, that there. Yeah, you can just see a little corner of that, that's fine. Okay, so let's stick this down. I've got my gluey magazine. We'll put the book page down first, and I'm just going to use my glue stick. Make sure I'm going to glue the correct side. Wouldn't be the first time you had to peel a bit of paper off. I can re-punch the holes when I'm finished. There we are. And then this was going to go along that edge there. Wonder if we want it up and down the way, and then we'll see more of it. If we put it there and there, no, it's too much. It's too much. Let's stick with the plan. Stick with the plan. There we are. And I always find it easier just to use shades of, pick up something. So this pre-made bit had black and white in it, in a black and white stripe. And I thought, well, I'll just bring that into the page with the black and white. I thought was an idea. And I want that there. And then I want that little strand of hair to attach to that. Now, does she look like a floating head? We maybe need to put the washi underneath. I don't think there's anything that we can stop her being a floating head. If we put her down lower, does it matter that she's floating? If we put her just at the bottom of the page there, rather than... It does look like she's floating, doesn't it? It looks like... I think I'm going to go down. Yep. Let's go down. Anyway, it doesn't matter because this goes on there. So let's just put some glue here. And we can finalise where it goes. Because I want that just to be now where the hair opens, where the hair moves round. Yeah. Right, so I'll put that there. And then she's going here. And she doesn't look like she's floating anymore because she's at the bottom of the page. Now do I need some washi? Maybe in this little bit here. That first bit's not sticky. I'm going to put a bit there and just a little sliver. Right, let's put the head on. Yeah, good. And I want that just exactly there. Now, when I punch these holes, now I'm thinking, are the holes going to be... Doesn't matter where the holes are, doesn't it not? Right, let's get the punch. And you can see the holes on the other side. And we'll be quite carefree. When we turn it over, we'll see where they landed. Oh, not so bad. It hasn't taken an eye out, that's the main thing. Right, let's bring the book back. And where was it? Doesn't matter where it goes, really. I know it was beside the bit of acetate. But I don't know if I like it opposite the acetate. It's quite nice there with the grey, although these will probably be covered up anyway. I'm going to put it here. Doesn't need to go back where it was. Yeah, what do you think? I'm glad I got to use up one of my side clusters. I think it looks quite cool. So there is no limit on how radiant, alive and capable you can be, and I think that suits the image well. So we did some stamping, some colouring and a little bit of collage and used up one of our pre-made pieces. So happy with that. If you've enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be brilliant, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.